hey, long time no see. I thought of something that would be pretty fun to make a video out of, and that is, excuse me, midnight release memories. Any midnight release I've been to for any movies or video games. I haven't been to a midnight release for a book. Not yet, anyway. And I thought I'd tell a story about all the midnight releases I've been to. So, anyway, let's get started with the very first one I've ever been to, and that is the midnight release for Gears of War 3. I remember waiting out in the cold in front of the mall because I was going to go into GameStop and get it when the game came out at midnight. It was she wasn't my girlfriend then, but my girlfriend at the time before she was my girlfriend was there with me. And my friend from high school was there. And we just stood in line, talking to other people about the Gears of War games. And they actually made the GameStop look like a bunker. They had a smoke machine. Some of the employees had ghillie suits on. There was like nets over the shelves to make it look like a military bunker. It was actually pretty sweet. One of them actually brought over a giant ass Lancer, fake of course, and we were able to take pictures with it. And I can't show that picture because it was on my old digital camera, I just remember holding it, firing off the Lancer. It's pretty sweet. And I remember it was cold. I was wearing my jacket. My girlfriend, before she was my girlfriend at the time, was wearing a sweater. And my friend said to me, hey, she's cold. Why don't you give her your coat? And then I said, because then I'll be cold. Yeah, the look he gave me it's kind of like a parent gives their kid when they're ashamed. But yeah, that was actually pretty funny. Not gonna lie, thinking about it now, kind of funny, kind of dickish, but funny. Why don't you give her your coat? Because then I'll be cold. Anyway, beside the point, that was a lot of fun. I went home with the game. I didn't have Xbox Live, and my friend kept on mocking me, saying, "You don't have Xbox Live. You can't play Horde mode with us. Suck it." Anyway, it was I went there. I went home after picking up the game, played it for about 2, 3, 4 hours until like 4 or 5 a.m. Went to bed, woke up, continued to play it throughout the rest of the day, and I beat it the day of release. But beside the point, great game, loved it. Great end to the trilogy. They continued it. Of course they did, but it's whatever. Anyway, my very first midnight release was Gears of War 3 back in 2011. The second midnight release I've been to was for a movie, and that is for The Dark Knight Rises. I actually went to The Dark Knight Trilogy in New York. It's pretty cool. As you could see, at 6 p.m., Batman Begins started. At 8:45 p.m., The Dark Knight. And then at 12:01 a.m., the midnight release of The Dark Knight Rises. This was an experience. This was an event. It was great. Everybody was clapping, cheering, having a good time. So much fun. Out of those 3 Batman movies, the 3 movies in the Dark Knight trilogy, The Dark Knight Rises is my favorite. I know The Dark Knight is the best one, but I love The Dark Knight Rises. And I had tears in my eyes. I gave it a standing ovation. Nobody else stood, at least that's what I saw. But it was actually pretty sweet. Before The Dark Knight Rises, between The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, they had like trivia going on. And I actually they asked a question. Each of the Dark Knight trilogy movies has a word that goes with the movie. What are those words? I raised my hand first thing, and then I said, Batman Begins, fear, The Dark Knight, chaos, and The Dark Knight Rises, pain. And I got it. And I got a shirt, which is in the closet. I forget. I think it's in the closet. I don't even know. Anyway. And it's actually pretty sweet. It had a shirt with like 6 lines like this to look like Bane's mask, and under it said end. Pretty cool. I also got a poster. It's in the basement. I'm going to have to do some digging for it. Yeah. But yeah, that was the second midnight release I've been to. And when I went to go to this midnight release, I went with my brother. I paid for tickets for both of us. And before Batman Begins started, there was a chick dressed up as Catwoman because I had a Bane mask on. Pretty cool. There was a chick dressed up as Catwoman. She was flirting with me hard. Like hard. But I had a girlfriend at the time, and I'm not a cheater. So, I said, all right, well, enjoy the show. Have a good night. She whipped me with her whip, very playfully. It's kind of hot. But anyway, I had a girlfriend at the time. I'm not a cheater. I didn't do anything. My brother said, why don't we go in her theater? I was like, motherfucker, because I paid for freaking IMAX tickets. What? Anyway. That was a lot of fun. The Dark Knight Trilogy. Good stuff. Next midnight release I've been to was for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And if you saw my community post the other day, I am back playing Call of Duty. I got back into online shooters. Yeah, what do you want from me? Anyway, but yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, again, it was at GameStop. They didn't make the GameStop look like a bunker or anything. But, yeah, again, standing in line. I didn't go with anybody. I went there by myself. But I stood in line with a bunch of people, having conversations about the game and stuff. A car drove past us where everybody was waiting in line, yelled out of his window, "nerds," and drove away fast like a little pussy. But anyway, that's beside the point. I enjoyed this game a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think that this is my most played Call of Duty game. I was Prestige 5, level 45, 5 days played, and I go to log into multiplayer one day. It says, "Welcome to multiplayer," and all my stuff got reset. Luckily, all the supply drop the weapons I got from supply drops that I used to get drunk and buy stuff online, and I bought COD points to get supply drops, and I got some pretty good guns. They were still there, thankfully. But yeah, the campaign, it's okay. It's not the best Call of Duty campaign. Train Go Boom, anybody? Anyway, yeah. So when that happened, it kind of made me put the game away, and I was like, yeah, I'll wait for the next one. And but I have played since then, and I think I'm level 41 now. No prestige. But anyway, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Good stuff. The next midnight release I've been to, which, by the way, I forgot to show this. I wanted to do this in order of the midnight releases, but too late now. I also went to the midnight release for the PS4. It was glorious. A new console launching. So much fun walking around talking with people, buying games for it, buying accessories. A buddy of mine, who actually met at that GameStop, was working that night, and they gave us numbers, 1 to 100. I was number 96, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to wait forever to get my console. But they started at 100, so I was the first wave of people to go get their consoles. But a buddy of mine worked at the GameStop, and I had to wait for him to get his so I could leave. And yeah, so it doesn't really matter what number I got. I would have left late as balls anyway. And I went home. I hooked up the console, and there was HDMI port problems with certain consoles. My console had those problems. I was pissed off. It took me about 2 hours to fix it, switching between HDMI cables, blowing it, putting it in, wiggling it around. And yeah, it actually worked. First game I played was Killzone Shadowfall, and the rest is history. As you can see behind me, that shelf here, there's some PS4 games, and down there behind my laundry basket, more PS4 games. And yeah, good times, good stuff. Nowadays, I can't really go to midnight releases because the game store I go to gets games a day or two early, and I just go there and get them early. But so midnight releases I miss midnight releases. But lastly, the last midnight release I've been to, was for Fallout 4. If you can tell, this is the steelbook that I got in the Pip-Boy edition. The night the Pip-Boy edition was announced at E3, the next day I set an alarm, woke up, got in my car, drove to the mall, went into GameStop, pre-ordered the Pip-Boy edition. Pre-ordered the Pip-Boy edition. I got it. I secured my copy. But then I thought about it, and I was like, wait a minute. If I'm going to get it in the mail, I'm going to get it later on in the day of release. So I went back to the GameStop and pre-ordered a regular copy so I could go to that midnight release. And I did. It was a lot of fun. Finally got Fallout 4, ran to my car, sped home, and played Fallout 4 all night long. And then I went to bed, woke up, and then later on in the day, I got the Pip-Boy edition in the mail, big box. I opened it. Did I do an unboxing video for it on this channel? I don't know. Maybe someone could tell me. I don't remember. But yeah. So what I did with my regular copy, I called up my friend, or I messaged him and be like, hey, you get Fallout 4 yet? And he told me he didn't. And I told him, hey, listen, I got the Pip-Boy edition in the mail. I went to the midnight release last night to get the game. Do you want my regular copy? I'll give it to you for $40. So we got a brand new game. Well, not brand new because the disc was in my PS4. I played it a bit. But he got the game day of release for $20 cheaper because I'm a good friend. But I remember when he came to my house to come get it, I opened up the door with the Pip-Boy on my arm. I'm a nerd, I know. And yeah. So I miss midnight releases. I wish I could go to them again. I can, but if you could get games a day or two early, would you? Yes, you would. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I would. I do. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, those are the midnight releases I've been to. Here they are. PS4, Gears of War 3, The Dark Knight Trilogy, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and Fallout 4. Fallout 4, I think, was a week after Call of Duty Black Ops 3. That was a good time. But, yeah. Let me know in the comments any midnight releases you've been to, if you have any interesting stories about waiting in line, talking to people, having a good time. What did the store you go to get the game or console or movie or whatever? Did they do anything special in the store, like make it look like a certain way? You know, just let me know in the comments. I love to hear it. Good stuff. And yeah, that is the video. I actually got an external hard drive for my PC and transferred all the videos I recorded onto that external hard drive. Now I have space on my PC and it won't stop recording and tell me that there's no more space because I have a 2 terabyte external hard drive. But yeah, back making videos, good stuff. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Hit the like button if you liked it. Hit the dislike if you didn't. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, all that crap. And yeah, God bless. I will see everybody later. And yeah, have a good day. Merry Christmas, everybody.